Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's been a while since my last video, and this one will be my last video for a little while. As some of you know, I'm going to be moving, so all of my tanks I get to move, so that's not going to be fun, but I'm going to try to document as much of that move as I possibly can. And of course, you know, my system is on, I run all my filtration pretty much all on air. So I had to buy another air pump. So I have to set up a second air system at the new house. So I will eventually have a backup air pump. So, which is a good thing. I wanted one anyway, but so I have to, before I start moving tanks, I got to have I have to have the air system set up in the new house and ready to go there, so when I start moving I can put air to the tanks right away. Luckily I'm only moving like 15 minutes away, so it won't be too bad, but moving some of these bigger fish is going to be a real treat, and the tanks too. So, but like I said, I'll document that as much as possible, the whole moving process and all that. So the fish room will look different. The next time you guys see a video, everything will be in a different place. We'll have pretty much all the same fish. There's really only a couple fish that may be moving before, or shipping before I move, but we'll see. But let's get on with the update here. These are some Umbee growouts from my buddy James Randall. These guys are getting really big. As some of you may know, he lost his pair, the male first, and then he sold the female off to a buddy of mine, and then she succumbed to the same problem that the male did. So these are their progeny, and hopefully we can raise these out and maybe get another pair back to James out of these. So but yeah, these guys are doing really well. They're feeding small cichlid. And I also have the green phantom pleco in here, right there. Doing really well, feeding on zucchini. There's the fork that I've been using. But yeah, zucchini and cucumber. And let's move down to Samson. He'll be making the move. He's not going anywhere. I thought about selling him, but you know how that goes. Every once in a while I get this wild hair where I want to just sell everything, you know, get down to about 5 tanks and just say to heck with it and ease my burden, but then I can never bring myself to get rid of the fish. So that's that. But Samson will be making the move, so that's a good thing. He's a little crabby there. But yeah, so let's move out to the Midas and the loaches. Sorry for the glare. I'm doing this in the daytime again. Time's been really hard for me to find lately, so I got to do things when I can do them. But this tank here will be going upstairs in the new house. It won't be going down in the fish room, so from here on out it might be on like a separate update, or I'll have to edit it in or something, because it won't be near the other tanks. But this one will be a display tank out in the living room, where we'll be most of the time. The really nice Midas is in there. I was kind of hoping he'd come out so everybody could get a look at him. But as you can see, the creamsicle is growing nicely. It's probably 4.5 inches. This one here is right around 5, a little more. And then the big guy down here. And then I threw a couple of these plants in here. I had them in that 180 down there that had Grimlock in it. And there's a different pair of Umbees in there now. I'll get to them after a bit, but they kept uprooting the plants, of course. So I just figured I'd throw them in here for a while. see how that went. I'd really like this Midas to come out so we could take a peek at him, because he's really nice. And he's really changed since the last video. But he's not going to come out of there. His coloration is getting a little more white, which was kind of the opposite of what I wanted originally. You know, I wanted a solid orange one, but this guy is really nice, so we'll be holding on to these 3 Midas here permanently until, you know, I ever have any issue. But that one is always going to be with me, so if anything, these other 2 will have to go if I run into problems, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Here's one of the Umbee pairs. That's Optimus and Matrix. Sorry for that glare, of course. See if we can get them down here. I have fry available from this pair. If anybody wants any, I only have 2 weeks, well, yeah, a week and a half or so that I can ship, and then I'm going to be moving, and I'm not going to be shipping anything until that's all done. So if you want any fry, you got to hit me up right away, otherwise you won't get any for a while. But yeah, this pair is great. He's probably right around 9 inches. This pair is getting ready to spawn, of course, about 2 weeks before I'm going to move. You know, so that's how that's going to go. Her tube isn't dropping yet, but his is down, and this is where they like to lay all the time, so I don't want to get them too much more wound up, because then they start fighting, as you guys saw. He gets a little worked up and then wants to wrestle with her, but yeah, nice pair. They will be staying in this tank, of course, after the move. Everything will be in their current tanks. They're just going to be, you know, in different locations, I guess. But whatever's in each tank is going to remain in that tank after the move. In here, I've got some more Umbee growouts. These are my Ragnarok and Freya growouts. They're doing really well. Down below are some of my bigger Optimus and Matrix growouts. This one here is probably 4 inches, just about 4 inches there. But yeah, these guys are getting really big. Some of these, you know, I can sell, the bigger ones. I'm not going to sex them for you, but I can definitely get you some larger ones. They're $15 a piece versus the $10. But these are the smaller ones. I still have some available. I got some to ship out this week, but I'll have plenty left after that. And up here, these are the Feste from my buddy John. They're doing really well. After the move, they're going to be going in a larger tank, so they can continue to grow out. I guess we can kind of, well, these are, I'll just go over. These are some fry right here from Warpaint, and that Cichlids of the Americas female. So I do have some of their fry. Next over here is some more Ragnarok fry growing out, and of course Dovi fry from Orion. So plenty of fry. I don't know if some of you will remember, I used to have a fry rack that my fry tank sat on. I still have that rack. It's going to be set up in the new place because my layout's going to be different, of course, but I kept that rack. Glad I did, so now I can just put it back together and put all these back on a rack. And let's see. Over here is the Lion's Eye pair. I'm hoping to be moving this pair on shortly. I'm going to be trading them off for some other fish. That's the female there. These two are been acting like they're going to try to spawn again, which is perfect timing, of course, because I'm moving. Here's the male. Just beautiful fish. I mean, I really like them, but I'm just ready to move on from them. There's a different kind of fish that I've struggled with in the past that I want to try again. So hopefully I can trade this pair off for some of those. Down below is Freya. She had laid eggs. I'm not sure if it was in that last update or not on this PVC. Of course, they weren't fertile because the male couldn't get to them because I have the divider in. But I moved the thing over there closer to the divider, so if she does decide to lay on that again, he has a chance to fertilize them. I left the divider up, of course, because I'm moving. There's no reason to try to pair these guys out and risk her getting damaged so close to me moving. It's going to be stressful enough time as it is for the fish. So I'm just going to hold off on trying to pair these out till after the move. He, of course, is underneath here. He's not normally under there, but I just turned the lights on. So he, of course, is going to be hiding, but see if we can get him to come out. There you go. He's a Mag Z, Azrael. This pair here will produce ultimate blues. I'll probably be doing that after I move. Funny thing too is my water barrel that I use, it's too wide to fit in the doorways in the basement of the new place, so I'm going to have to figure out something for that. Of course, the RO unit is moving with me. I tested the water when I went to view the house. One of the multiple times that I've been there, I ran some water into a mason jar, brought it home, did a test on it. It's almost identical to the water that I have now, so that is a good thing. Just a recommendation for those of you that do move, if you have the ability to get a water sample from the place you're moving to before you move, do that, sample it. See what you're working with before you get there, that way you can plan accordingly. But yeah, so let's move on here. Move out to Magnus and Beast. This pair has been doing phenomenally well. Magnus has blown up lately. Super huge. This pair will of course be staying in this tank for a little while longer. I'm going to be trying to figure out what I can do for room in this new place. I may build a plywood tank. I'm not sure. But we'll figure it out. There's just so much going on right now. The last thing I want to think about is bigger tanks and this and that. For those of you that have bought a house before, you know how stressful it is, or can be. But yeah, that's this pair. They're doing really well. I've been doing 80% water changes on these guys for the last few months now. It's really made a big difference. The tank is a lot cleaner, and they're growing a lot more. This 125 used to have Umbee pair in it. I have sold them. They did spawn before I sold them. There's a few fry. You can kind of see one zinging around right there. There's a few in here, but that's empty. Down here are one of the Labyrin's group still. I'm sure these guys are in here spawning. I haven't seen any fry. I have my other group that I have. I shipped 7 of those off to Conway, so he's got a group of Labyrins now. So when I move, I'm going to take both groups I have, even them out, and split them again, so there'll be even less in each tank. Easier for me to keep them clean. Let's see if we can get close here. There's a female right there. There's a male. Like I said, I'm sure they're spawning in here. I've seen tubes down and all that stuff, but there's just too many in there, I think. But yeah, so we'll move on here. I've got Grimlock is moved up in here. Up in here now. That female that's in there with him is his half sister. It's a long story. I'm keeping track of everything, but if they spawn, great. If they don't, whatever. I'm not going to keep their fry anyways. But that fish's mom is Grimlock's mom. They have different dads, so it's his half sister. Yeah, like I said, I'm keeping track of it. I keep really detailed records of all my umbies, and actually all my fish when they spawn. So, and where they came from originally, and all as much information as I can possibly get, I have. But Grimlock is really turning into a stunner. Getting some personality now. He'll chase after the siphon tube and stuff when I'm cleaning the tank. But he's a really nice fish. Yeah, he's looking good. Down below is the small group of Labyrins now. They're all hiding. I think there's 5 in there. 5 or 6 maybe. But yeah, like I said, they're all hiding, so we won't waste any time viewing those. Orion and his female, Artemis, and their fry. They spawned again not that long ago, but these fry took care of that, so that was nice of them. Orion's doing really well. He's going to be staying in this tank. Of course, after the moving him is going to be an interesting prospect. Him and Magnus both. But we'll get her done. Yeah, this is like a crap load of glare here, man. I'm really sorry. Can't get away from it. Anyway, you guys get the picture. Actually, in the new place, there shouldn't be much for glare because it's in a basement where there's no real windows. So should be a little better. So that's one good thing, I guess. We'll move over here to Enigma. Enigma's doing really well. And he's probably 11 inches or so now. And his female, Electra, and their fry. This pair is really interesting. They like to fight a lot, but they don't really do any real damage. They both have similar personalities, and they kind of clash every once in a while. You'll see his tail will be kind of split here and there. It's healed up now, and then hers has kind of got a little spot on it from him biting her, and they constantly go back and forth. They're funny to watch. Enigma's a super, super nice fish. And now for the reason why I got Grimlock moved is because I've got Hyperion, which is Enigma's brother, and Thea, the female, which is Loki's ex-old lady, which is Grimlock's mom. If that's not confusing enough, right? But my son Tristan had this pair for a year. He grew them out, did a fantastic job. They were just getting a little too big for his 125, so he decided it'd be a good idea for them to come back home. So here they are. Hyperion is probably right around the 12, maybe a touch more mark. So yeah, those are the newest pair in the fish room. I want to thank everybody for watching the videos. I really appreciate your support. Like I said, I'll be making another video after the move, so it's going to be kind of a stressful time here coming up, but it'll be great in the long run. So So yeah, I will, like I said, document as much as I can, and make sure everybody goes over checks out Aquatic Support Community on Facebook. It's our fish group there. We have great members and a lot of nice, good discussion there. Check out all the Team Aquatic Support members. I'll put their links in the description, as well as the link to the Aquatic Support Community. So, yeah. That's it for this update. Sorry, it's kind of a random. I'm just kind of rambling on here. But, I'm going to miss you guys for the however long it takes before I'm back, but it'll be worth it. Please hang in there, and that's about it. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next update in the new fish room.